right, they mean that, they should be able to do this without legal consequence. And, I think it should be a crime to do an abortion because
Okay,
it's
so
a
when do you
violation
believe, just listen, when do you believe life begins then?
of conception.
Sorry, a personhood, like the rights that person or human being deserves.
That's
You said,
sentence.
okay, you said a conception, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say any woman who gets an abortion should go to prison for 25 to life?
I don't know about 25 to life, but definitely go to prison, yeah.
Okay, so well, that would be technically by your worldview murder. So by the first degree, because there's pre-planning and it's premeditated. So you would agree that they should go to prison for life, right?
Yeah, it would depend on the particulars, because sometimes I understand that certain women could get an abortion when they're not in the best mental state, right? So
Boy, again, if a woman unalived her 6-year-old child, would you say that she shouldn't go because she may have not been in the right mental state? Would you give that excuse?
well, I mean that is a legit defense under the law, right? It's called automatism.
No, we wouldn't. Okay, well, that wouldn't work in this scenario because again, that it's premeditated and they know
Yeah,
what.
assuming it's premeditated.
Like
Yeah.
if they, hold on one second, mighty boy. Just listen. If they unalive their 4-year-old child, you would not say, "Oh, well, it depends on the mental state." Whilst you'd factor that in, majority of abortions they know what they're doing. They know exactly what it involves. So you would say that every single woman who gets one would have to go to prison for life, essentially, like murder with any other person.
Some abortion is justified, so not all abortion, no. But I think a majority
Some are justified. So, which ones would you think are justified?
I give an exception to essay in the life of the mother.
Okay, essay in the life of mother. Okay. Okay, so not in that cases you think they should go to prison for 25 to life or get a full life sentence. Women who get.
I don't think they should get in trouble for that. I don't think they did anything wrong.
That's technically if you're saying that personhood and the right someone deserves starts at conception, then if you had alive them at any point after, it would be first degree murder. That's
actually false. Because murder refers to unjustified unaliving. And I think it's going to be justified if she doesn't have an obligation to the child. And I don't think an obligation exists if
Okay, so you do agree that abortion is a right then? So you do agree it's a right then?
Yeah, in 2% of cases.
No, and not in 2% of cases. I just said in every single other case apart
from every other. Wait, if a woman consents to
second, my dear boy, just listen. Just be quiet and listen. So, okay, we already established you agree with abortion in the life of the mother, as well as in essay cases like rape. Sure. Okay, that's good. Now, onto this one. That means all other women who get abortions, you're saying should go to prison because they're technically, it's like if they murdered their 6-year-old child because they didn't want it. It would be the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So you think that they should go to prison for life? That's basically a worldview. You'd have to come to that.
Yeah, wait, unless they were essayed or it was a life exception, of course. Yeah.
I know. Okay, I mean, okay, if you're gonna say that, you're consistent. I think that's deplorable and quite disgusting. But by no means,
do you have an argument? Can you tell me what the wrong maker is there? I really don't understand it. Listen.
Pardon?
If it's a case that the fetus has moral value, right, and the mother's obligated to the fetus by consensual intercourse, right, I don't see why she has the right to unalive it.
What do you mean? Hold on one second. Again, listen. Yeah. I can give you my argument, which is based on consciousness. As before that develops, I don't value it as a person. But again, that's simply your worldview. You believe that they should go to prison. That's the only way your worldview works, if you're being consistent.
Do you deny that the obligation exists?
What obligation are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't.
When a woman
it's not a matter of obligation. It's a matter of a personhood, essentially. And when the rights are assigned to that fetus to not be unalived.
So you think personhood is necessary for rights? What's the argument for that?
Pardon?
You're saying that personhood is a necessary condition for rights?
Yes, that's basically how the laws.
What's the argument for that?
Works. That's basically my argument, and my place moral value on the consciousness. And
what's the argument? Yeah, what's the argument for that?
24, 28 weeks, consciousness seems to develop, and that seems to be what we value when we talk about persons and what rights they deserve. So, past, present, and future consciousness in conjunction is what I value.
Well, I understand that that's sufficient for moral value, and I would agree with you on that. But you're saying it's necessary for moral value, meaning that if and only if you have these properties and you have rights. I just want to know why that's the case.
That's just my worldview. I don't know how much more fundamental you want to get. That's literally why I believe there's not much else to say. Anyways, let's move on to the next person, guys. Everyone double tap the screen. Double tap the screen, everyone. I don't know why TikTok just doesn't feel like pushing it out. It's so weird. TikTok just doesn't feel like pushing it out. This is so weird. I might bring you back on. I just want to shuffle it around because a lot of people are waiting. And for some reason, the views are just not going up. I don't know why we're only at 37 and it's not being pushed out. Double tap the screen, everyone. I need your help. TikTok just feel like pushing it. Hey, buddy, how old are you?
Why do you need to know my age, you fucking pedo?
Okay. Let's move on to the next person. Bro said, is this well for you? Yes, it's a fundamental worldview, just like you're pro-life for whatever reasons you are. I mean, I don't know why you would be. I technically should have asked you. Anyways, listen, listen, we've already established, like, again, you just have your own beliefs and I have mine. It's fundamental. We've reached a roadblock where we can't go any further. Hey, how old are you? No? Okay. God damn it. Guys, double tap the screen. You guys, you need to double tap the screen because TikTok isn't pushing it and I can't stream if TikTok doesn't push it. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 18, mate.
What do you want to debate?
Abortion rights. Is that what I'm saying? I agree, actually.
Okay, so if you agree, then there's no debate. Just 1 second, my dear boy. Just pay attention. If you agree, there's no debate. I'm only debating what you disagree. So tell me what you disagree on. 1 second, let's put a muzzle on it. Tell me what you disagree on, or else there's no debate to be had. I'm tired of people saying, I agree. What do you disagree on? That's what a debate is. It's not complicated.
Okay. There is one thing I do disagree on.
I agree. What do you disagree on? Now you've got an echo, bro. Can you scroll down and scroll back up? You've got an echo. Fix the echo, please. Like, fix your echo, please. Goodness gracious. Guys, double tap the screen. Let's get some more people in here. Bro, please fix the echo. Come back once you fix the echo. God damn it. Okay. Let's get the next person in there, guys. Okay, what are you talking about?
Yo, hello there. How you doing?
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very good, man.
How old are you? What is your age? Are you paying
20,
attention?
20.
Okay, what do you want to debate? What do you disagree on?
I disagree on the fact that abortion is all right. I don't think that it should be something that should be normalized.
Okay, why do you disagree with that?
Because we need to look at it from the both side of the spectrum, okay? Why would we want to encourage people murdering their own babies?
Again,
it's something
you can't
that
call it smurder because that's literally the subject of the debate when it does become smurder or not. So you can't just assign it as smurder. So do you have an actual argument, or are you just going to keep being verbose without any point?
No, but you're not listening though.
I just heard what you said, and you're not paying attention, my dear boy. I just told you. Just hold on. I just told you that that's the whole argument of when it does become smurder. So you can't just say it is.
Okay.
Understand that.
Okay, so when does a fetus become conscious?
It seems to be 24 to 28 weeks. It's just when most scientists would agree on when a fetus would become conscious. 24 to 28 weeks, which is exactly why I assigned personhood there, because again, I value consciousness as the person.
Okay. So you believe that when the fetus becomes conscious, then it's too late. Is that what you're?
Yes, that's literally what I'm saying.
When it's too late. Okay. I still disagree though, because in general speaking, okay, just because something is unconscious doesn't mean that it's not potential consciousness.
Again, I value past, present, and future consciousness in conjunction.
Okay, yeah, sure. If you value consciousness, then you should also value the human life.
No, that's just a non sequitur. Again, that's a non sequitur. There's no reason for that. I can value the consciousness is what I value, regardless of the human life. So if they have the consciousness, I mean, they need the human life to have the consciousness. But if they are the human life without the consciousness, then I've said this many times, I don't value it.
So you don't believe that? So you don't believe that the fetus is human?
I believe it's human, but again, just because it's a human doesn't mean I've just told you for the third time that doesn't mean I believe it deserves personhood and rights of a person.
Nah, bro, but I still also disagree that women are stronger than men. I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree with it as a whole. And misogyny, that one I do agree with it. Misogyny is a humanist.
Because women are stronger than men, that is a fact. Let's put a muzzle on it. Women are stronger than men. That's the whole point. Let's go to the next person. Feel free to come back on. Guys, double tap the screen, man. We're losing people. We've lost 30 people, man. Double tap the screen, guys. We need to.
I'm 19.
We're going to debate.
I'll just debate the first topic. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. So, you're basically pro-choice. You basically said that your argument is you give moral consideration towards someone that has consciousness and sentience, or just conscious, past, present, and future.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're going to give past and present and future, why is this not applied past or before sentience? Because you said there's
Because
future.
they'd only have, yes, but in conjunction means together. So the fetus would only have future, which is only one of my moral requirements. Once it's past that stage, it would have, past, present, and future consciousness. And so that's what I place value on, not just future or the capacity.
Wait, I understand that. I understand. You're just basically saying that all of these have to be together for it to have moral consideration.
Correct.
So you're basically saying that once it hits sentience, you're going to value all these three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. So, and you're basically saying that you don't value specific type of sentience, or you don't value or give it moral consideration when, okay, actually, never mind. Okay. So I was going to ask you, so if you're going to give moral consideration towards something with all these certain three things, this will also be applied outside the womb, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you value brain dead people?
No.
Really? You don't give moral considerations towards brain dead people?
They don't have future potential. Let's say someone's in a comatose and they'll never ever wake up again. Would you just keep them on life support, or would you let them pass away?
I would think it would be morally. I would probably still give it moral consideration to keep it into the system.
So you would keep a brain dead patient on life support who will never wake up again. You just keep them on life support.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that. I feel like it would be some type of like violation to just unalive them. Now,
No, I don't think it would be. I mean, once someone's, brain dead and they're never going to wake up in the comatose state and it's irreversible, I truly don't think it's a bad thing to just let them pass away. I don't think, would you want to be kept up on life support if you were, let's say, a vegetable and you had no chance of ever becoming conscious again?
Yeah, me personally, I probably would still be. But if it comes down to like a certain position.
So you would want to stay on life support?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Conscious. I don't even think that's a good use of resources. I don't think there's any value if someone's not conscious. I just don't think.
So you're basically saying if there's a specific stance or position, or there's like a certain situation where the person has the potential of getting out of that state, maybe we'll just use like because you used the comatose example. So if they have the potential of getting out of that state, you will give it moral consideration.
You said if they have the potential of getting out of that state. Yeah, I mean, because they would have past, present, and future. So yeah, I mean, not present, but past and future.
Past and future?
I'm assuming they were conscious before they were in a comatose state, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so you're basically saying that you will give it moral consideration because you value its potential.
Yeah, but this comatose person would have been conscious before, right? And so that I would have valued that as well, right?
Okay, so let's give it like another situation. Let's say that there is somebody like a fetus or a baby that is born, but it's born into a comatose state. Would you give it moral consideration?
You said if there's a baby born into a comatose state?
Because it doesn't have a really? Okay, so let's say that it's in a comatose state, but it has the potential of getting out of that state in 1 minute. You wouldn't give it moral consideration.
No, I've heard this argument before, and again, it wouldn't change my argument because consistently, again, regardless of the time, until it wouldn't matter until it has developed that consciousness, I wouldn't place more value on it. No.
Okay, so let's do a reductio then. So you believe that because you don't give it moral consideration, do you think that it's morally right to just go up and stab it or stink it, do some type of thing towards it?
Someone else's, but I don't believe if it was someone else's, because again, it would be like, hunting their property. But in that case, if they wanted to do it themselves, like an abortion, then yes, I would be fine with that. This isn't my changing my position. Like, it's consistent.
It wouldn't be like an abortion because they're out of the womb.
No, again, it would. I mean, yeah, again, viability, the argument from viability or location wouldn't change my worldview. My worldview isn't based on the location of the fetus. It's literally based on, as I've stated.
Past and present and future, right?
as I said multiple
This
times.
person doesn't have a past. It just only has the potential of future
I know,
because they're
and
in that
that's
comatose state.
exactly why I'm saying no. As I stated multiple times, past, present, future in conjunction is what I place more
This
time.
person, it just only has
As I stated multiple times.
make it a little bit morally wrong or right for somebody to go up and do something inappropriately towards that comatose baby then because you don't give it moral consideration.
No, I mean, again, if it's like the mother or the thingy or the mother of the thingy of the fetus or whatever you want to call it, then no, it wouldn't have any value. Just like, again, I say it, if I'm okay with them having an abortion, then why would I care about anything else? But that's getting into another separate issue regardless.
No, I would think that the reason why I'm asking this question to test your logic, right? Because, you're basically saying that you don't give it moral consideration when it doesn't have a past or present or future and or all of them together, subjective experience. So when I give you like a specific scenario where it's somebody that is basically in a state where this could be possible, like a comatose baby that is born, but doesn't have that specific type of experience, you still wouldn't give it moral consideration. So that is why I basically went down through this reductio to see if you would still believe that somebody could go up to it, to stab it or to go
And
rape
I'm
it.
well aware, man. But let me ask you some questions. So when do you believe personhood or the rights should be assigned to a fetus or whatever?
Yeah, I would grant it at conception.
At conception. So basically what you're saying, so let's say in the life of the mother, she could potentially pass away from bringing the baby to terms. Would you still say then that she should be forced to do it?
Wait, so if the mother has passed away, you said?
No, if she's passed away, if her life is at risk, if she does have the child.
Oh, you're basically asking me if I give a medical,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yes, I do give it a medical exception.
And what about in the case of grape?
Yes, I basically will just try to do like a causal argument in this situation. Do you know what a causal argument is?
What do you mean causal argument in this scenario?
So basically, there's like specific types of pro-life stances, like how pro-choice has bodily integrity, bodily autonomy, and sentience. Your argument is sentience. That's a pro-choice stance and argument that you run. Other pro-lifers do something called future like hours, where they value the potential. Some people do causal obligation, which means you are morally obligated to sustain a pregnancy because you caused it to be in a state of dependency. That's my argument. So if you cause it to be in a state of dependency, therefore there will be some type of moral obligation to help sustain that life. I could basically explain why I believe there's a moral obligation. So yeah.
But the point is that, so you say even in the case where someone is great, they must be forced to carry the baby.
No, because it didn't cause it to be in that state. No.
Okay, so they could have an abortion then.
Correct.
Okay, so your exemptions so far are, life
Because
of the
in the
mother,
medical, go ahead.
rape. Okay. Now, so would you say that all women who get abortions should go to prison then?
I would say that I'm not pragmatically pro-life. I am pragmatically sorry. I know you probably don't understand. That means I wouldn't vote against it. I wouldn't vote against pro-choice. So I wouldn't legislate it.
So, how pro-life are you then? If you wouldn't, let's
So
say,
there's
it
such
seems like a pretty
right.
serious topic that you want to legislate on, especially if we're talking about when you see something as being shmurder. So if you view it to be shmurder, when you said that they get the rights at conception, then you're basically saying that you wouldn't vote against shmurder being
right.
legal?
So what I mean by that is I don't believe that when it comes down to like legislation, I don't believe that the government should place laws of what they should and shouldn't do with other people. Like when it comes down to abortion, what I do believe is that it's morally wrong. That's what I mean.
That's always going to happen. The government is always going to affect on that. But then again,
Right. That's why I said I'm not going to vote against it.
Okay, so you wouldn't vote against shmurder. So you'd be fine with something you find to be shmurder?
Basically. So basically what I mean is when it comes down to the specific types of situation, yes. That's why I'm kind of new when it comes down to this pro-life stance. That's why I'm up here, because I'm trying my best. But
You know, I understand. I mean, that's an interesting take, of course. I mean, again, yeah, I mean, you can.
so you believe, so yeah, so you believe that abortion is a right. That's what you're basically saying, right?
No consciousness in that being, or yeah, between 24 to 28 weeks in general. Yeah.
Say that again. I think my mic is
Sorry,
louder than yours.
up until 24 to 28 weeks in that being, yes, correct.
Okay, so you're basically saying that there, at some point, it isn't a right.
Yeah, I mean, once they gain consciousness, that's when I believe they deserve legal rights and hence the rights to not be murdered. And so essentially, yeah, I believe it'll be 25 to life after that, because that's when I believe personhood is gained. Just like if it was a 6-year-old, a 20-year-old, no different.
So you're basically saying that there would be a specific point in time where you're basically saying there's going to be a specific point in time where no, let me ask you a different question, because I have a brain fart. So do you believe that the right to bodily autonomy or something like that trumps the right to life?
You said, do I believe the right to bodily autonomy trumps the right to life?
That basically the right to bodily autonomy is way more superior than the right to life.
So are you trying to see if I have but my argument isn't based on that. We are discussing the right to life. My argument's based on consciousness, though, not viability or the mother.
Right. So you believe that she has the right to abort. Do you believe that falls under the right to bodily autonomy?
I mean, that's not my argument. I'm not arguing. I don't think that the bodily autonomy argument is a very good argument. My argument's from consciousness. We've gone over this. Not my argument.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking about, like, the reason why I'm asking this question is due to the fact that if you're going to basically say that it has the right, you're basically, I'm trying to understand that
In
what
that
right
case,
would
I
it fall
have to
under
say
then?
that, yes, you can. That means I'd have to say that if a woman wants to get an abortion after that consciousness time period, then she would be able to. But that's not what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing for
Right, but what right would this fall under to is what I'm asking then.
What do you mean, what right? I mean,
Like, how is this a right? Like, what is your definition of a right then?
definition right. I'm pretty sure it's like a sign from like a state or a country or government that basically says what you can and cannot do, what you know, what your freedoms are, and all. That's basically what right is. I don't know what it would come under, but I'm sure maybe right to sentient. I don't know, but yeah, that's basically.
So rights are moral and legal entitlements, right? So you're basically saying that the mother has a moral or legal entitlement to abort the fetus in utero. So what I mean by that is, when I'm asking you this question, that's the reason why I was asking you, like, what right would this fall under? What would give you the moral and legal entitlement for you to do so before the time where you cut it off for sentience? Like, what?
I'm misunderstanding your argument. You said what would be the right?
No, what right would this fall under? Because you're basic.
I mean, when that right is assigned. No.
Wait, I already explained to you what a. Okay, so it seems like we're having a differentiate.
We're not discussing. I don't know why you asked me that, because we're discussing when those rights are deserved. So it's irrelevant as to what existing right would matter. That's irrelevant to the point at hand. It's a question of.
But your definition of right is going to be complicated because of how you're using it. You're basically saying that a right is given from the government.
I mean, yeah, I believe that's how.
That's why I'm a little confused.
Like human rights. I mean, again, this is just purely subjective, and so it's not like I can refer to any legal law. But in terms of what I subjectively believe for them to deserve rights, again, I've said it's consciousness, or perhaps I'm misunderstanding you. I don't know. But
that's the reason why I'm a little confused. Is because you're basically saying it's a right, but your definition of right is something that is given from the government, which is why I'm a little confused at how you're saying it is a right. That's why I want your definition of right. or
Yeah, I
rights?
mean, I guess we have different. There are different types of rights. Of course, we have government given rights, and then there's
Um,
human rights. When I say this again, this is just like I just believe that they deserve it. It's just like fundamental belief. Like there's not like I can't get any more deeper than that. That's like moral intuition. Morals are just fundamental beliefs that we have based on emotion, upbringing, plenty of other things. So there's not some objective thing that I can point to and say this is why. It's just based on feelings, like what your morality is based off of. If that makes sense.
so I'm still a little bit confused. So you're basically saying that this is a set of beliefs, of fundamental beliefs. That's what a right is.
In the case of morality and moral philosophy, yes, it can mean different things in different terms. In terms of, it can mean legality in terms of governments and the rights they give the citizens, and moral philosophy in terms of human rights and what you think people deserve. There are different.
So you believe that rights can be or like inherent or something,
Um,
or no?
it'll be subjective. It'll be subjective. I'm not saying we objectively have this. It's just based on
Sure.
opinion and what I think.
Sure. Like I would basically say that sure, definitions can